Buddy, Quantum Agriculture here in Blairsville, Georgia, and I'm Shabari Bird, and here I am with Micah Williams. Not only is he our neighbor and our friend, but now he owns, with his lovely wife Katherine, the farm that Hugh farmed on for 35 years. So, hi Micah.
Hello.
Why have you gone into farming?
Oh, wow. I was a music major in college and played music for a while after college for a living, and got a little disenchanted with the travel and the late nights, and started volunteering on a small urban farm.
This was in Atlanta?
In Atlanta, yeah. And it just snowballed from there.
Yeah, so when you worked on that small urban farm, what was your experience?
Oh, well, it was Free Will Farm with Brent Hall in Atlanta, Georgia. He's a Maynard that moved down, and I was just really impressed with the amount of food that he was getting off such a small parcel of land.
How small?
Oh gosh, at the time he was maybe on a quarter acre.
What?
Yeah, and just had a really successful market garden, had a real good business going down there, and just an all-around good farmer that I just volunteered day after day, and probably bugged the mess out of him with a million questions, and but he was very kind to me, and I was just amazed at what he was able to do with just him and a few volunteers, and the amount of food that he was able to get off of that. So
And the next step after that?
yeah, so from that I ended up getting online and finding an apprenticeship at Jenny Jack's Sun Farm in Pine Mountain, Georgia, with Chris and Jenny Jackson, and I just lucked into one of the best experiences of my life. Two young, enthusiastic farmers making it happen in a rural area, and had a successful market there, had a successful on-farm market, which in a rural area is really saying something.
Yeah, because everybody else is growing their own.
Yeah, sure. And there's not the there's just not the demand,
Right.
say, in a rural area like there is in.
And so then,
Oh, so from there, we started looking for land, which was quite the search.
now was Katherine involved in farming before, or?
She wasn't. No, neither one of us had any farming experience going into this. I just got really just like obsessed with it, and she got into it as well, and has been willing to come along for what has turned out to be the adventure of a lifetime. For
I
sure.
saw y'all working in your fields this morning.
Yeah. So I while we were looking for land, I moved back to Atlanta, and we worked at another small urban farm called Crack in the Sidewalk Farm, and we just learned so many interesting techniques from them. They were dry farming, so they were doing everything without running irrigation, and just had some really cool holistic methods for farming. And looking back now, that really helped prepare us for winding up here, which was the next step. I had emailed this girl named Darby Weaver that a friend had put me in touch with, because I had seen a piece of land in North Carolina just over the line in Murphy online, and this friend was like, you should email her, she farms in that area. So I did, and we talked about it, and didn't end up buying that piece of property in North Carolina. And we were still looking, and we were really kind of down and out. We were having a hard time finding some land that we thought would work and everything. And out of the blue, I got an email from Darby letting me know that they were looking to move on from this spot, and they're looking, to sell. And it ended up being really good for both parties, because we obviously inherited a farm that's just received years and years and years of love. And they were able to pass that on to somebody that they knew would take care of it in a similar way to what they'd been doing. So that's when I moved up to a town I'd never heard of called Blairsville, and met this old guy.
And tell us about that, because that was part of your significant joy.
Oh yeah, I love Blairsville. You know, we miss some of the stuff about the city, the food, and all the friends, obviously, and the convenience of it. But
So you're in your third season coming up
yeah,
now?
we're in our third season here now, so things are starting to, you know, it's the third time around, so you've done it a few times, and it's a little less daunting. That first year was a little frightening for the majority of the time, but you know, we're really growing into it, and we're still finding plenty of mistakes to make. There's no worries there.
I think Hugh Lovel set y'all up a lot with all those stone walls and
Yeah,
stones that he pulled out of the
infrastructure
fields.
there,
with the bamboo.
Yeah, and he gave you the gift of the bamboo.
Yeah,
Let's
planted
remember
some
that.
wonderful bamboo for us there. Yeah, there was great infrastructure, great barns. They're built like medieval castles. They're not going anywhere. But the main thing that we inherited on that farm was the soil, and it's the reason we bought the farm.
Yeah.
Without even knowing the price of it, when we flipped over a shovel of dirt, soil. Sorry, I knew that the jig was up, and that was probably
We're home.
Yeah, this is it. So, and we ended up, the only day that we could mutually get off to come see it was on our anniversary. So it was, you know, it was real Disney.
Is that what the word of the day is? Disney? All right. Little serendipitous.
Yeah, but we're so fortunate to have found this place, and
you came up with a mentor for the next level.
yeah, absolutely. Getting into farming is such a daunting thing, and I always had kind of I just wish there was somebody to kind of show me the way, and blah blah blah, and be careful what you wish for, because I ended up with this guy over here. So.
Well, that's what he wished for too, and his mentor just showed up, you know.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So well done. We're so glad. We're so glad you're doing it. You know, you're our neighbor.
I had to pray all winter to find my mentor.
You had to pray for winter. I think he's been praying for many years here.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it sounds like you found a lot of mentors. Every farm you chose to learn something. And
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, yes, at every step of the way, the right person has showed up, and just very, very fortunate in that regard.
you earned it, baby.
Yeah, you're still earning it.
Yeah.
So you mentioned mistakes. What's the mistake you've learned the most from since you've been farming here in this valley?
Oh gosh, it's a long list.
Oh, it's a litany, huh?
Don't till in your compost. Don't plant your collards too deep. Wait till that last freeze comes.
Who knows when that is anymore?
You know, just I can think of a list a mile long, but yeah, we've definitely made plenty of mistakes, but that's I mean, how fun would it be if you just had it whipped, you know?
Yeah, and so you go to the local farmers market.
We sell, yes, here in Union County, and at the Union County Farmers Market, which has been great to us. It's very well attended, very well run, great vendors there, a lot of great growers there, and we've tried to build up a little following there. I think we've been fairly successful and looking to build on the momentum we've got there. So
Great. Well, congratulations.
Oh yeah.
Socially distancing here in Blairsville.
Oh yeah.
All right, brother. Thanks so much.
Thank y'all.